I'm still figuring out how props work in terms of what does what. Oh my god! Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media. God, I forgot the name of my own channel. And welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now what we're doing today, back in the Bonanza by the way, we're going to be flying from Hawarden, which is where the Airbus Belugas, well, I don't know, they don't get made there, but there's an Airbus factory there. And we're going to be flying to Manchester, another wonderful little flight. And we're going to be mucking about in the sky in this glorious little aircraft that we were in the first video that I did. Camera's going to be jumping around like mad now because the game is going to be loading all sorts. But I'm not alone for today's flight. We're going to be flying in convoy, which seems a really weird thing to do, with old Matty lad. Say hello, sunshine.
Hello, mate.
Matt has no experience. Oh, there's that glitch I mentioned at the end of the last video. I don't think you have any experience of the Bonanza, do you?
Oh,
there he is.
It's also started.
Right, I need to find where my switches are. Battery 1.
Is there a light in here?
Alternator on. Yes, if you turn the yoke off, yeah, you get your floodlighting. We're going to definitely need the floodlighting on. Right then, let's get the auxiliary fuel pump on high. Let's turn the mixtures pretty much all the way up. And let's get the magnetos on to get that started. Turn the panel lighting on and the taxi lights on as well. Get the prop, de-ice and the pitot heat on. All of those on. Avionics master on in the middle. And then we're going to click enter on that screen, and that shows us where our plan is. We've not got the parking brake on because I'm an absolute amateur. Matt's ready to rev it up already by the look of it. So we're going to be flying out of here basically at night time, and it's going to hopefully look good. Let's turn the floodlighting off and see what it looks like from here. Yes, very tasty. Oh, we can turn that fuel pump off now, can't we? We need to turn the
yoke's in the way.
Radio on. It doesn't look like we're going to need pushback, although there is a guy there. No, we are going to need pushback because we're by the grass. You've got a van driving into the back of you. He's just inspecting your door. Yeah, we're going to need pushback because there's grass in front of us. I'm going to
watch this.
Oh no. That van has now turned. Oh no, he's not turned his lights off. He's just parked in your wing. Oh. Can you not see the Beach King Air thing that you've just driven through?
No.
Oh, excellent. So let's use toolbar pushback. Let's get into
Hawarden Tower Shed 26 IFR to Manchester, ready to copy.
Nav mode is on.
Departure on 118.58 squawk 6724.
Okay, and now what we're going to do is get pushback sorted. So pre-plan pushback. Going to zoom out, and then we're going to... Right, where are we going? Okay, so we're going on runway 22. So we need to just basically get it to face that way. And then we're going to press enter to get that going. We're going to take the parking brake off and request said pushback. Whoa, that's a very bright beacon light you've got on that pushy thingy. You're getting intimate over there, Matt.
Oh.
You look like you're getting very intimate with that thing. You're doing laps now, are you?
This is the way it's telling me to go.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
That's intriguing.
I'm also ordering Domino's. Why is it £21?
Because it's Domino's. Domino's, please sponsor me. This guy in his high vis is pushing us back. I'm going to put flaps down at this point, because why not? Because I'm not a professional. So you reckon we're going that way?
Tell me to go this way.
But you have the blue arrow things on, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to follow you. It's told me to go sort of straight, basically. But we're going to get taxi clearance.
Hawarden ground Shed 26 with Alpha ready to taxi IFR.
I'm Shed 26. Right then.
Alright, I'm with you.
Yep, after you. God, I need a tighter turning circle than that.
Shed 26, did you copy?
Oh, Shed 26 did copy, yes. Ah, a yellow line. That means a taxiway.
Taxiing hold short runway 22 using taxiway November Shed 26.
Thing doesn't turn. How can something this slow not turn?
Because you still have to be going very slow to get it to turn. Because you taxi at like the speed of light everywhere you go. I've seen you taxi.
Yeah. I'm playing a flying game. I'm not playing a driving game, am I?
So we're on taxiway November now. Oh, I can see the lights now. There's no lights down this bit for some reason. So we're flying to Manchester today, which is me and Matt's local. Anyone that's seen my YouTube channel by now knows that Manchester is our local. Done a couple of plane spotting vlogs there before, which have been good fun. One did include Matt as well. So now we've turned plane spotters, turned air traffic controllers, turned pilots. And again, flying smaller stuff like this and doing these little hops is part of me hoping to get better at this and learn it and eventually get on something like VATSIM and, you know, fly full operations like airliners would. We will get there in the end, but hopefully this added progression makes it a bit more interesting to watch and gives there more of a structure to the whole thing. So Matt's come to a stop. Are you just getting takeoff clearance? Okie dokie. Let's get comfy. I still haven't got the setting on where I can hear other people chatting on the radio, which I really need to get on, to be honest.
I don't think you can when you do this, but... Oh, this thing is an absolute pig on the floor.
There he goes. Do you know how the autopilot works?
No.
Of course. Whoa, look at
Burn out. Bum, 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 bum.
the acceleration. God, I've got to turn your volume down on Discord, you're very loud. Okay, let's get clearance and we'll jump on
Tower
as well.
Shed 26 at runway 22 ready for departure IFR to
What's
Manchester.
shouting at me?
Cleared for takeoff,
think.
runway 22.
Changing hands to acknowledge
Cleared
that
for
clearance.
takeoff runway 22 Shed 26.
29092 on the altimeter. Lining up, and we are not going to even pause. We are just going to jump straight on with this. And toga. Let's go.
Oh, there's an AUX button.
Yeah, lad. Plug in
Yeah,
your
my bangers on.
yeah.
Oh, flight director on.
Yep. AP
Nav mode.
and yeah, AP and nav you want on. God, it's trying to pull to the right.
What do you mean AP? There's no AP.
AP is the
Oh,
top level.
autopilot.
That's how you turn autopilot on.
Right.
And we are up. Oh, there we go. Whoa! Kick of the rudder. That's how we get the revs. I didn't have full revs on because I didn't have my mixture sorted. Okay, and autopilot. Why are you nosing us down, autopilot, you silly sausage? Let's override you. Whoa, that was not good. Whoa, that was not good at all. It's telling me we need to go in the opposite direction. Did we not select the right runway?
Shed 26, contact Manchester approach on 118.58.
Manchester approach Shed 26 is at 600 feet, climbing 5,000 feet.
Oh, vertical navigation.
Manchester
No.
approach on
Climb and maintain 11,000? Wow.
Climb
Okay.
and maintain 11,000 feet, Shed 26.
Okay.
118
But it
decimal
doesn't seem to want to
775 for
turn.
Shed 26.
Have you got it on autopilot and on nav mode?
Yeah.
Okay, the bottom four, you can have vertical speed. You want to have vertical speed on, and then you choose up and down to get to the heights that you've told it to go to. So every time you click it, it adds 100 feet a minute on. But the top one of the two is up, and then obviously the other one is down.
So it is. Wow.
Yeah. So there we go, we're up. And I don't know where Matt is. I've not got the name tag things on. But hopefully he can see me. It's just turning right all the time. Heading select I've got on actually, and now it seems to be turning and going the right way. So maybe I didn't have the heading thing on properly. Flight director is on, and now it's going past all of where I'm telling it to go. Now turn heading select off. It's not doing anything. This is weird behaviour. What haven't I set up here? What have I not set up here? Again, part of learning process this. Currently just turning and turning and turning, gaining altitude as we go. Let's just turn the floods on, just because it helps just see things a little bit better. Right, we've got autopilot on, flight director on, heading select off. I don't know why it's choosing to go this way.
Mine's doing it now. Mine's doing it now. So
it's just turning.
no, it's going following the route. It's fine. I mean, it's going higher than I've actually told it to, but
Yeah, mine's just flying in circles. Approach mode, back course, vertical speed, yeah, we've got that on. FLC mode is off, I don't know what that does, I'm afraid. Autopilot on and flight director on, so now what? So heading select. Do I have to manually select the heading or what?
Alright, so you should have autopilot, flight director, heading select.
Yeah.
Nav mode.
Yeah.
Vertical navigation.
I've got that off.
Turn that on.
Mine won't stay, it won't stay on for me. I click on and it goes off straight away.
Vertical speed on.
Yeah. So, we are climbing and it's looking very pretty out there. That's lovely. However, right now, that's not the concern. We need to go to this heading because on this screen here, you can see, we're going to intercept this flight path this way. Oh wait, did I just not click the heading thing in? Is that what I've done? You know, you have to like right click sometimes on autopilot map to tell it, you know, lock your heading in. I think I've not done that. Still, up in the air we go. Let's have a look on the externals. There's that glitch I told you about. If we get a bit closer, it goes away. Oh, I'll tell you what is an issue. I've not brought my gear up. Or my flaps. So I was so concerned at the plane trying to nosedive. We don't need the landing lights on now either.
I've just pressed a button and I've now changed my rudder trim.
So let's see if we can see a wild Matty.
To your right, miles away.
Yeah. Oh, plane is turning left now on its own. Oh yeah, I think I've got my heading thing right now. Yeah, because I hadn't clicked for the thing, if that makes sense.
Makes no sense.
I hadn't right clicked to lock the nav mode heading in. What were you after, sorry?
Rudder trim.
I auto trim mine.
I know, but I pressed it back. Oh, here we go. Oh!
Sounds like it's going well for Matt.
Do this from the outside so I can see what my rudder's on.
So where did you say you were, Matt? You're over to my right somewhere. So whenever you reach an altitude that it wants you to get to, vertical speed turns off, and then you've got to turn it on again to tell it which sort of speed you want it to go to the next height. Wow, the conditions look fantastic out of here. I know that most flights that we're ever going to do will probably be in conditions where the sun's either going up or going down, but that looks awesome. So here we are, climbing up to 11,000 feet in the Beechcraft Bonanza in convoy with Matty D, and we're loving life. I'm 8,000 at the moment, heading 035. What waypoint are you near? Because I can see Liverpool on our thing. We're flying over Liverpool now. Oh, it's literally just down there to our left, actually. There's Liverpool Airport.
How do you see which?
On your, have you got your screen on the right on?
No.
Ah, right. So you see where it says FMS and there's a little twisty knob in the bottom right of it?
Yeah.
Just up and right from that is ENT. If you just hit ENT, it'll show you.
Oh.
So I'm parallel with CF22 right now.
I don't think this is actually following anything.
Is there no purple line in the middle?
No.
Oh. So what heading are you doing?
36.
And what waypoint can you see? What, like, on your right screen, which one would you say you're level with now? What's the closest waypoint to you?
iPod.
What? I can't even see that.
It's off the coast. I'm off the coast for some reason.
Oh, so are you over on my left then? They told me to contact Manchester.
118.775.
Contact Manchester Centre anyway. Right, I'm level with Liverpool now. I can see it out my left window. Well, I'll say that, and I can't see it out my left window. I've just flown past it though. You see, if I go on the VFR map, I wonder if it'll show me where you are. You see you're doing 036 as your heading?
Yeah.
And what was the name of the thing you could see?
It's iPod, but it's now Rigva. Rigva. Oh, what a shed. Going over some wind farm thing.
Are you just over water right now?
Yeah.
With EGIC to your right? Yeah, I worry that you've gone left. I don't think you've got the right heading. Because I'm doing 034.
I have a look. What's it saying?
I'm going in a completely different direction to you. Oh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've just gone.
No. I've got a lot of beeping going on actually.
I know, I was following it and it's just turned, instead of turning right, it's just gone straight.
Oh, this lighting now. Beautiful. By the time I get to 11,000 feet, I'm going to need to descend again. I'm going to ASIM, or ASMIM. So what's your heading now then? Where are you going towards?
100.
Yeah, I don't know where you are. But still, we crack on.
I'm near EGOW.
Oh right, okay, that might have been you then on the screen that we saw. Let's go back on the VFR map. Ah, yeah. Yeah, for some reason you're not coming up on the screen. Well, it happens, doesn't it? It's your first flight in this plane as well. I love this little livery with my GCDMA. I am hoping to do my own liveries as well for my aircraft later down the line. I will obviously use some real liveries when I get onto VATSIM and so on and do real flights, but for now, doing this sort of stuff, yeah, we can use this livery, which is gorgeous. We'll always use the same registrations, make sure that we stay sort of affiliated with the same plane. What do you make of the little Bonanza then, Matt?
Shed.
So the call sign's accurate then, is it?
100%.
I'm barely climbing.
Wish you could open me a little window on the left. You got a screwdriver?
I did look at those screws a lot, you know, and think about that. Like, where do they go? You can't see the thread of the screwdriver.
There's no thread.
Oh, I'm turning. I'm at Asmin.
Then again, they might must be really thin.
Yeah. Descend and maintain 3,500.
Expect ILS runway 23 right approach via Mike Charlie Tango transition.
So vertical speed now, we're going to go down by 1,500 feet a minute.
Shed 26.
He says shed that fast, it sounds like he's saying contacting Manchester approach.
18.58 shed 26.
I'm intrigued to see whether it flies us directly to the airport like it said on the map. It's just glorious conditions for a flight. It's quite an interesting cloud base, but... I'm still figuring out how props work in terms of what does what. Oh my god! What the is that?
Oh.
Why is that so... Oh my god! Hang on, I can't hear anything. What the was that? It sounded like someone was sat in the back with a Vulcan cannon. I think I'm just going to put my mixture and my revs back to where they were.
I'm over Wigan.
Lock your windows. I don't know what I did there, but I hope somebody can explain to me, and I really hope that that's actually something that happens based on a combination of the mixture and other stuff, but my god, that scared the out of me. It is taking us directly over Manchester Airport to then go on to the ILS and then turn exactly back around on ourselves. Interesting how this game does this. Nope, there it is. There's the apron at Manchester. There's Terminal 2. All there. Terminal 1. Terminal 3 here. Someone landing. Oh, it looks awesome. Someone landing on 05 left. That's a shame because we're going to be coming in on 23 right. So now we're going to be going in a straight line to intercept the ILS. And then we're going to be turning right round. So what we're doing is meeting the ILS head on, which makes no sense whatsoever. How are you getting on, Matt? Whereabouts are you? Okie dokie then. Matt? Oh, I think he might have disconnected. It's looking nice out here, isn't it? Huge cloud there though, over Manchester. Look at that there, you can just see the sun coming up over there. So as mentioned, we're going to be sat in a straight line now for quite a while, all the way up to here. And then all of a sudden it's going to turn us back around and we're going to get onto the approach. Oh, Matty lad.
Hello, mate.
What happened to you?
Dominoes happened?
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. So are you still flying? Are you still with us?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can all decipher whether that was a yes or a no.
The Dominoes man decided to leave my Dominoes on the bush because I didn't answer the door because I was trying to with you.
Flying in a Bonanza with a Dominoes, what could be better?
Not flying in a Bonanza.
Okay, so if you look at the screen here, we can see now this is where the turn is going to be. The waypoint is INN12. Look at these lovely conditions here. Sun rising over there. I tell you what, we don't get anywhere quickly in this thing, but I've fallen in love with it.
I agree for the first part of that statement.
Oh, you've really got me wanting a Dominoes now. I'm making spag bowl tonight for me and Boof. That's the one thing I will tell you. If you've never played Microsoft Flight Simulator or X-Plane or any flight sim at all, time flies, literally. I think there was a night where we went on DCS and did a mission somewhere, wasn't there, Matt? And before you knew it, we'd been on for 4 hours just planning it and figuring out where we were going to go, and then even just taking off and getting onto the right sort of waypoints. It's quite terrifying. Okay, there's the warning on our dash saying in 3, 2, 1 we're going to change to the next waypoint, and then boom, right on time the aircraft begins to turn. So now we're going to turn, intercept the ILS, and then we're going to line up and land at Manchester. Almost looks like veins running through the clouds there, where there's a weird outline on them. We might even see Matt at this point. What altitude has it got you at, Matt?
2.5. I can see you in front of me.
2.5.
3.
Oh right, so we're at the right the same altitude on the same flight path.
No, I'm just to the left of it. Oh, I'm turning.
Oh, have you just got to... Oh, it's called like DO52L or something. DD... So Matt is over there.
Literally about to be over it.
To be honest, I imagine you were over this a while ago. Right then, let's get her lined up, shall we? It'll tell us in a minute.
You know what, I've got that much faith in it, and I'm not even going to look. I'm on approach mode, everything's on. But I'm also got Domino's mode on, so...
Right, approach mode. I imagine it's going to tell us in a minute to contact tower. They haven't told us to descend or anything yet, though. You are directly in front of me, lad. I can see you right now. I can also see the runway directly ahead, which only seems half lit for some reason.
I mean, we have got miles yet.
Whoa! Beautiful light out the left-hand side. Yeah, looking over the nose. Oh!
2 miles northeast of Manchester.
There we go.
Contact Manchester.
It says contact tower when inbound on the approach. 118.63 shed 26.
shed 26.
I'm about to overtake you by the look of it, lad.
I'm doing 80 knots.
You're doing 80? Why won't approach mode come on? Vertical speed's off. Approach mode, back course, nav mode. So nav mode back on. Heading select, altitude hold mode. Let's turn you off, then approach mode on. Nope, looks like we're going to fly it in manually, boys. Hey up! There's Matty. Oh god, I'm nosing down to the right very hard. Let's not muck about now. Way over to the left now. You can see that with this little graphic down here that tells you whether you're on the sort of centre line or being lined up or not. It's a long approach into Manchester.
Yeah, especially when you're doing 2 feet a minute. I could walk faster than this. I could probably eat me Domino's before we even landed.
I'm cleared to land. Approach mode won't come on for some reason, I don't know why, so we're just going to fly this in ourselves.
50, 40, 1,000.
Yeah. Clear to land, gear is going down. Flaps are not down at the moment, so we don't need to worry about that. Okay, I'm at 800 feet, so I'm going to stay at about this altitude for a minute. We're really dancing on that purple line. It's nice of them to only light up half of the runway.
They need a quarter of it with one of these things.
Really dancing on that purple line. Well, unlike my landing at Liverpool in the first video, there's no one parked on the runway this time. Or is there? Looks like there might be, actually.
There probably will be with me in Manchester.
The runway is not very lit at all. Yeah, there is someone parked on the runway. And there's someone crossing the runway as well. That's great. However, we're in pretty central here. Absolute pudding. Absolute pudding. Really pleased with that one. Again, graphics aren't phenomenal, so apologies for that. And I'm going to hit the brakes and we're going to follow this off to the right hand side where the runway visitor park is, the runway viewing park.
121.705
over the landing lights.
for shed 26.
Yeah, I'm parked here on the taxiway. Oh no, we can't see him. There we are on the ground at Manchester. There's a glowing Airbus taking off, and where's Matt? You can just see him touching down just there. There's a floating Neo ready to cross the runway. So
taxiing to General Aviation.
General
Parking
Aviation.
using taxiway
Bravo,
Bravo
Delta,
Delta
Alpha, Bravo,
Juliet
Juliet.
Shed 26.
What speed did you hit the ground at?
70.
Flipping heck. I think I hit it at like 100. So we're going to go to General Aviation parking, which is the little thing next to the runway visitor park, isn't it? It takes you on a strange route on this game, but it works. There's Matt.
Have you heard it when you put the brakes on? It's like a squeaky bed.
Yeah. I can hear something that sounds like it's on very high amounts of throttle, Matt. Is that you?
No.
Can't even see out the back to check if it is. Now I can hear something that's on very low revs, which I'm assuming again is you. Are you right behind me?
Yeah.
If I go to the external camera while also doing a turn. Oh good lord, there he is. So I think on this version of Manchester they've put the General Aviation over at the opposite side of the apron to Terminal 2 where they normally have cargo stuff. Oh, there's a tug coming right at me. Ah! Aha, I can see a guy with a push tug thingy on my left. There's a guy over there. Ah, there's two guys over here with no aircraft around them. I feel like it's going to be these guys. He's just stood around doing nothing so he can service me. Well, that'll do. We'll pop the parking brake on and then we'll shut everything down gradually, shall we? So let's turn the engine off. Turn the mixtures and everything completely off as well. Throttle is off. Alternators. Oh, I didn't put alternator 2 on. I put alternator 1 on to begin with. Lights all coming off. Panel and taxi as well.
It's an A20N, full reverse thrust. Are you alright?
Brilliant. And that's flight done with, according to the UI, because I've got it set to basically stop the flight when the engines turn off. That was alright, wasn't it?
Mm.
Not the worst thing in the world. It's nice to just jump on and do something like that. It's not something that just happens instantly, you know, you've got to take time to do it. But it's alright. Bets on who this cretin is. Oh, I think I can see the bit I was supposed to go to, which is over there.
Bum 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 bum.
Anyway, this has been a little morning flight on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 with Matty Lad in the Bonanzas. Hopefully you'll join us for another one another time soon. But for now, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
What? I don't believe this. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum.